So, good day, sir. Merry Christmas once again. I hope your Christmas is full of joy and happiness, and also the protection and the blessings, also the good health of your family. So, uh, I start this topic, sir, which is the Rule 110 to 126. I only explain the importance by its role, and also the salient features of the role under the rule 110 to 126. So let's start. I am Joe Oliveros from Black F. So first is the rule 110, which is the prosecution of an offense. So prosecution of an offense, this rule outlines how criminal cases are initiated. Offenses are prosecuted in the name of the people of the Philippines, and every crime must be prosecuted by the public prosecutor unless otherwise provided by law. No? So, under the prosecution of an offense, what is the complaint or information? So, what do you mean by complaint? So, complaint is a sworn written statement charging a person of an offense uh, subscribed by the law enforcer or a peace officer uh, where to file the sworn written statement. So next is the information. So information is also a sworn written statement charging a person of an offense, and also the differentiate of that two, it's where the information is subscribed only by the prosecutor. Okay, so who can file a complaint? Okay, so a complaint could be filed if the minor offense it is filed by the private prosecutor. That is for the minor offenses. So for uh, the other offense, like serious offense, it should be filed by the public prosecutor. Okay, so where to file the complaints or mention uh, the where to file. Okay, so the complaint should be filed in the courts with a proper jurisdiction. So for example, a theft case is filed in the municipal trial court because the value of stolen property falls under its jurisdiction. That is the Rule 110. So next is Rule 111, the prosecution of civil action. So what do you mean by the prosecution of civil action? So under Section 1 of Rule 111, a criminal case also includes civil liability arising from the offense. So the victim can seek damages through the criminal case without filing a separate civil case, except in certain exemptions. Okay, so what do you mean by civil liability? Civil liability automatically included unless reserved or waived. Okay? Understand? Sorry, sir. So next is the separate civil action. So what do you mean by separate civil action? It is when the offended party is to file separately. That is uh, the differentiate between the two. Okay. So example of this civil action, the prosecution of civil actions. In case of physical injuries, like for example, the victim demands payment for medical expenses during the criminal action proceedings. Uh, let me say that, for example, let me clarify this example. During the criminal proceedings, the victim, example, this case is physical injuries. The victim demands for payment. he or she needs the payment for his medical or her medical uh, because it is a physical injuries. That's why uh, under that in under the civil action that they have the accused have the right to demand uh, payments for the physical injury. Okay, so the next role is role 112, which is the preliminary investigation. Sorry for the explanation. Sorry for the language, sir. So, what do you mean by preliminary investigation? So, this is the process to determine whether there is a sufficient ground to file a criminal case. It ensures that the accused is not subjected to trial without a probable cause. Okay, so under the preliminary investigation, so the first steps is uh, filing a complaint or file a complaint. Of course, the law enforcer. Next is the submission of evidence by both parties to be subscribed by the prosecutor. And the next is the resolution by the investigating officer. That is the important uh, important key or important understanding to adopt the preliminary investigation. So, for example, another example, after a fight, a complaint for serious physical injuries is filed. Okay, after the fight, so the fiscal conduct or the prosecutor conducts a preliminary investigation to check if there's enough evidence to file charges. That's all for uh, preliminary investigation, role 112. Okay, so the next role is the role 113, which is arrest. So what do you mean by arrest? Arrest is the taking a person into custody uh, that he or she may be bound to answer the uh, the offense charged to him. It can be made with or without a warrant. So, do you know that there is the two types of arrest? First is the actual restraint of a person. Uh, of a person. Uh, Actual restraint of a person to the custody. Next is the uh, next is uh, the submitting of a person the submitting a person into custody uh, by his own uh, okay, so next is the importance of the what is the arrest with a warrant or arrest without a warrant. So arrest with a warrant, it is issued by a court, and then after issued by the courts, it must be signed by the judge, and then the judge uh, and then the judge uh, process to the prosecutor to have a warrant. Next is the arrest without a warrant. Allow under certain conditions like in flagrante delicto. No? So if in flagrante delicto, which means caught in the act. So another which is the hot pursuit. Based on my understanding, sir. Hot pursuit is knowledge of a officer that a crime has been committed. Like for example, uh, a shoplifter is caught stealing in a mall and is arrested without a warrant by a security personnel. So that is the example for caught in the act or in flagrante delicto. Next is the Rule 114, which is the bail, or in Bisaya, piyansa. So we all know that bail is the temporary release of a person while awaiting trial, provided they guarantee the appearance in court. No? So, uh, when we say bail, it is it is uh, uh, rights of the accused to have a bail for his offense or penalty. Like for example, his or her offense is a light offense. He could be filed for a bail because it is only a light offense. If his penalty is serious penalty, serious offense, for example, rape, that is not available. That is not available for his uh, offense. And if his offense, his or her offense uh, is light, should be filed a bail. That is the rights of the accused to file. Okay, so the entitlement to bail, that is for the billable offenses. Next is the discretionary bail. That is also for the non-billable offenses. Like for example, an accused charged with estafa is granted bail because it is a billable offense. So that is only I have understand of this role, sir, the bill, because uh, because in another topic of this bill, I can manage to focus on my study of this. That's why this topic only I understand more. Okay, so when bill is a matter of right, no? So bill is a matter of right uh, when is he or her offense uh, or her penalty is not reclusion perpetua or uh, uh, reclusion perpetua and death penalty. That is when bail is matter of right. When his punishment at least exceed at 6 years, uh, 6 years and 1 day. So next is the rights of the accused. To Rule 115. Rights of the accused is the accused has specific rights to ensure a fair trial. No? So are the rights of the accused. First is to be informed of the nature charged against him. Uh, to inform the accused that is a charge. Uh, to inform the accused that that there is a charge against him. Next is to have a legal presentation. No, it is very important. Next is to remain silent and avoid self-incrimination. So I only tackle the three because it is very important. No? So example, During arraignment, the court reads the charges, and the accused is given a lawyer to defend him. That's why the accused needs to inform the uh, charges against him, because uh, he or she may be bound to answer all of the charge against him. That's why he have also the rights. That's all. So after the rights of the accused, or he or she uh, inform the nature charge against him. Next is the arraignment and the plea. No, so arraignment and the plea. This is the stage where the accused is formally informed of the charges and enters a plea. No? So first is the reading of charges. No? And then after reading of the charges, there is important key understanding of this arraignment, which is the FRA, the furnishing the copy of the documents of the complaint or the information. Next is the reading of the dialect or the language known by him or her. And the next is asking the accused were he pleads guilty or not guilty. No? So example, in a robbery case, the accused pleads not guilty during arraignment because he or or she has the right to entering a plea. Okay, that is my overview of this role 100 role 116. Okay, so after the accused entering the arraignment, after the accused of the entering the arraignment or plea, next is the role 117, which is the motion to quash. What do you mean by motion to quash? Motion to quash is the accused can ask the court to dismiss the case due to the defects in the complaint or lack of jurisdiction. Did you know that there is legal grounds of the motion to quash? First is that the facts charged do not constitute an offense. Next is that the court trying the case has no jurisdiction over the uh, offense. Next is that the court trying the case has no jurisdiction over the person of the accused. The next is that the officer filed a complaint or information had no authority to do so. So next is the to inform uh, to inform to inform by him that it is a substantially to a subscribed form. Next is that more than one offense is charged except with an offense uh, individual offense subscribed by the law. And the next is the criminal liability is when the civil action or criminal liability has been extinguished. So what do you mean by under the criminal liability has been extinguished is the death of the accused, amnesty, and also the absolute pardon, and other under the criminal liability or criminal action has been extinguished. Thank you. And let's proceed to Rule 118. This in this role, the Rule 118, the accused after the motion to quash needs to go to the pre-trial. Oh, what do you mean by pre-trial? Pre-trial, this stage aims to simplify issues, consider plea bargains, and mark evidence. No? First is agreement on facts. And next is the settlement of disputes. Okay. For example, the prosecution and defense agree on certain facts to reduce the scope of the trial. Okay. This is only my overview and understanding about this rule, uh, rule 118, which is the pre-trial. So let's proceed to the trial. So after the pre-trial, the accused proceed to the trial. No, so trial. This rule governs the conduct of the trial where evidence is presented. This is the time that the evidence is presented. So presentation of evidence by prosecution and defense. This is the time that the accused have the right to cross-examine, the cross-examination of the witness. No? So, for example of this, witnesses testify in court under statements are challenged by the opposing lawyer. This is the time na they defend each other uh, for their accused and the defendant. So after the trial, of course, there must be a judgment of the uh, trial of the accused. So judgment, this court's decision is based on evidence presented during the trial. So the points of this is it must be in writing and explain the reasons for the decision of its prosecutor, and also the can result in conviction or acquittal or dismissal. This time there is a result according to the judgment of the judge, the conviction, acquittal, or dismissal. For example, the court convicts the accused of theft under evidence proves guilt beyond reasonable doubt because the court know that the evidence of the thief proves to become a reasonable doubt. That is when judgment occurs. Okay, after the promulgation of judgment, so this time, sir, you only finish the topic of in the role 120, which is the judgment. So this is uh, the continued topic based on my understanding and research. Uh, this is the new trial for reconsideration. So the accused may ask for a new trial for or reconsideration due to errors or defects in the judgment or new evidence. So what are the grounds for this new trial for reconsideration? Reconsideration. First is newly discovered evidence. There is a new evidence discovered. Next is the errors or prejudicial of the accused. No? So example, a convict requires a new trial after discovering new evidence proving their innocence. So after the new trial or reconsideration, next is the Rule 122, which is the appeal. No, the convicted party can appeal the judgment to a higher court. So the importance of this, on the points of this or the importance, the appeals must be filed within the prescribed period, and the appellate court reviews the case. For example, an accused convicted murder appeals to the court of appeals for review. That is for the appeals. After the accused uh, go to the appeals, next is the Rule 123, the rules of evidence. No? Rules of evidence presented in court must comply with the rules to ensure fairness. No? So what are the types of rules of evidence? The first is the oral undocumentary evidence, which is speak evidence that comes from the mouth of the accused or the victim. Next is the admissibility requirements. For example, a written contract is presented as evidence in a fraud case. That is, uh, do you mean by we mean by the requirements of the evidence. So next is the procedure in the Court of the Appeals under the Rule 124. So the procedure in the Court of the Appeals details the procedure for criminal cases elevated to the Court of Appeals. What are the steps by steps process of this Rule 124? First is filing of briefs by parties. Next is the oral arguments. I will give you an example for this also. An appeal is filed in the Court of Appeals after a lower court decision. So it uh, defends to the lower court decision, whereas an appeal is filed in the court. So second to the last is the Rule 125, which is the procedure in the Supreme Court. No, so procedure in the Supreme Court, criminal cases that reach the Supreme Court follow specific procedures. Is he or she be follow the procedures, which is the filing a petition for review. Next is the review focuses on legal errors. For example of this, a landmark case on constitutional issues is reviewed by the Supreme Court. And lastly, the Rule 126, which is the search and seizure. We all know that the search and seizure governs how search warrants are issued and executed. It should be required that must be issued by a judge. Then, specific description of the place and items to be searched, or the jurisdiction of the items to be searched that the crime has been committed. For example, a police obtain a warrant to search a house for illegal drugs and seize the contraband found. This time, it includes the plain view doctrine, which is if you search an illegal drugs, for example, there is a there is a contraband, where is a there is a gun. No, it exchanged that. For example, uh, it searches for a house, there is an illegal firearms, and then it says for the illegal drugs, and this includes the plain view doctrine, which is the drugs has been found by the plain view doctrine. That's all, sir. Thank you for listening, and uh, I hope you understand my uh, language, because I am so not good of the English. I strive more and study for this subject, because I know in the future, if we are going to enter in a agency, it should be very important. You teach us about this kinds of criminal procedure, and I know that it should be uh, very important to listen to you. Thank you for listening, sir. God bless, and Merry Christmas once again, and advance Happy New Year, sir. Thank you, sir.